I would like to show you some of the technical aspects of an Evinrude E-TEC 2011 year model that you may not be aware of. Some of the changes that we've added for this year are a rear oiler, which is driven by the engine management module, or the brain of the engine, to distribute oil to the cylinder sleeves. That is a new feature to enhance durability of our engine. Another new feature is what we call the M2 Sle Gear Case. It has a straight leading edge, and it has additional water inlets right in the front of the gear case to increase water pressure and provide more cooling water to the engine. The engine management module I spoke about is part of the ignition system, fuel system, charging system, etc. Controls all functions of the injectors, starting of the engine, operating of the oiling system, etc. Our charging system consists of the flywheel, a stator, and the engine management module, and produces about 50 amps of current available for charging the engine's batteries. So you always have plenty of power. Our injectors are mounted in cups or injector housings, 6 of them on this 6-cylinder 250 horsepower engine. And we have no pumps or belts driven on our engine. We use 20 to 35 pounds of fuel pressure available to the injector. The injector develops the necessary pressure to inject the fuel into the cylinder against compression. We have an ignition system that's been around for several years now that we changed. It made our engine smoother, more powerful. We call it Inductive Ignition, and we've been really pleased with the performance of this new ignition system. We have a cooling water valve that cools the engine at high speed regardless of RPM or engine temperature. Once you speed up at approximately 12 to 1500 RPMs, this opens and provides cooling water to the heads and helps cool the engine better. Some additional things we have available, if you'd like, we have what we call a controller area network bus. Our brain speaks that language, so if you have items like certain brands of depth finders, Lowrance being one of them, you can simply buy a cable, attach it to the network that's already existing in the boat with one cable, and you can actually display engine information like fuel flow, RPM, engine temperature on the graph that's already installed in the boat. Our engine has a fuel filter water separator mounted on the engine. The fuel filter water separator has a water and fuel sensor that provides information to our gauges and the operator if you were to get water in your fuel. This 250 horsepower engine, in order to supply adequate fuel to the engine, actually uses 2 fuel lift pumps rather than 1 like on our other engines to provide a good solid source of fuel to the engine. An air silencer that's designed to make our motors quiet. Make it it has a nice pleasing rumbling sound, but it is a very quiet engine for a 2-stroke engine, I can assure you. The engine actually breathes through this tube at low speed when the throttle plates are closed. You can actually see in the end of this tube, that's where the engine gets all of its air, which makes our engines quieter. That pretty much wraps up a brief synopsis of some of the technical aspects and upgrades that we've made to our 2011 250 horsepower engine. Thank you.